Okay, so 5-1 versus the 5-1ish. What is the difference? Some great reminders for the 5-1. So we have some things that we need to follow specifically every day to be consistent to get ourselves in a good fat burn. Fueling our bodies every 2 to 3 hours. That should say 6 times a day because we have 5 fuelings and 1 lean and green. But that 2 to 3 hours, if possible, I would really stick to the middle part of that, around 2.5 to 2 hours and 45 minutes. But your schedule may not allow for that, but definitely being consistent in your times that you're eating to make sure that we're getting our body into that structure. That's really what we're trying to do, is get into a good structure that we are remembering. Even once you get to your goals and get into maintenance, you're still in the structure that you're going to be eating 6 times a day. I eat 6 times a day and I've been in maintenance for almost 9 years. So I don't skip meals. And so it is really important that we are staying focused on getting in that rhythm and structure. Definitely first fueling within 30 to 60 minutes of waking up and spreading out those fuelings every 2.5 to 3 hours afterwards. Now, if you do not have an app on your phone called Eat Wise, it is blue and it has a white clock hand on it. It's free. Doesn't matter which type of phone you have. It's phenomenal. Because when you especially starting out in the program, you may not be in a routine of eating that often. So you're trying to go all day without eating and just eating dinner like a lot of us have done in the past. So getting into that rhythm of doing it, sometimes we just forget. So that app actually will set the timers for you. If you don't go in and customize the app, it automatically is set at 2.5 hours and it already has 5 timers. Actually, your first one when you click and then 5 more. So when you first eat in the morning and you touch the button that says eat, it will set the next 5 timers 2.5 hours apart. And then it will remind you 15 minutes before up to 15 minutes after, and then it's going to skip that time, which we do not want to do. So it's really important that we are staying in that structure. Now, here's a big one, especially if you've been on the program for a while. 1 lean and your greens measured or weighed specifically to the guide. So we need to stop eyeballing it. If you don't have a food scale, you can get a cheap one for about $10. So I would definitely buy one. And it's, good to know that we are getting that. Well, it's very important during the stage of the fat burn that you're getting enough of that protein and enough of the vegetables. And I know in our guidebook, it tells you the vegetable measurements based on a measuring cup, but we do have a conversion chart. So you can actually use your food scale to measure and to weigh your vegetables. So I found that to be easy. I just, throw it on there and I knew exactly what I needed weight-wise. Either method is fine, but staying consistent with that. Even if you've been on the program for 2 months or 3 months or whatever, don't go back to just eyeballing it. I understand when you go out and eat or you're going over to somebody's house for dinner, okay, we're not going to put our food scale in our purse and take it with us and measure it. Okay, we're not doing that. But on a regular daily basis, when we're cooking at home, it really is important because we want to make sure we're getting everything our body needs to not only help us get into that good fat burn, but stay there. So if you're not getting that balanced amount of your protein and vegetables, you really can throw your body out of fat burn because you're going into starvation mode. And yes, that does happen. So we want to make sure that we are getting everything our body needs to be in that good fat burn the whole time. So this program, it really helps us know that learning process of that lean and green once we get into maintenance, what a good meal is going to look like and the size of it. But during the fat burn stage, we need every ounce of the protein. We need every bit of the vegetables to make sure that we are getting enough. So it is important. This program counts the macros for you. So you don't have to have a macro counter and try to figure out how many grams of carbs and proteins and fats. It does all of that for you. So, but it is very important to do that. Now, some of us are not thinking about the healthy fats that we need to stay in a good fat burn. It is important that you're getting the right amount of healthy fats. On page 18 in the guidebook, it tells you based on the meat, how many servings of healthy fats you need. We need the healthy fats. All of us need good, healthy fats in our diet, but we also don't want to go overboard on those healthy fats. Too much of any of the items is too much. Condiments. Lots of times I've noticed that people just say, oh, that doesn't matter, and that doesn't matter. Oh, I read the label and it doesn't have this and this, so that doesn't matter. There is a complete condiment guide. You know, in the guidebook, there's a small list, but that you can also get the full list of the condiment guide. And it is super important that we are sticking to no more than 3 condiments a day. Do you have to have 3? No, some people don't use any condiments, but no more than 3. Now, the optional snack. Some of the programs, it's important that you're getting it based on, you know, where you're at on your program, but the regular 5-in-1 plan, optional snack means exactly that. It's optional. Now, the way that I tell my clients with the optional snack, number 1, stick to the list. Just doing your own thing and say, well, that will be my optional snack today. That's not doing the 5-in-1 way. But if you are having one of those days that, oh my gosh, I'm starving, all I can think about is food, that's the day to have the optional snack. Or if you normally get some good movement, like we talked about a few weeks ago, and you're getting your 2,000, 3,000 steps, but one day you went on a marathon walk, you know, maybe you went shopping all day and you've got 12,000 steps, 15,000. Okay, you may be a little bit more hungry that day. That's a good day to add that optional snack, but stick within what is listed as an optional snack. There's some great options there to really help you get through the optional snacks. Minimum of 64 ounces of water. Now, I know some of us have heard, and it's true, sorry about that, that we need to drink half of our body weight in ounces of water. Absolutely. You know, water, as much as you can drink is wonderful. But I also know that that is a struggle for a lot of people. You know, all of our lives, we have been introduced to sugary beverages, fountain drinks, you know, we've all this time, you know, we've had that right at our fingertips. And you go to the gas station, someplace you can get a great big fountain drink for 89 cents. Okay, you're going to pay $1.50 for a bottle of water. I'll just get this one time. So we get used to that. And I've had people tell me, well, I'm drinking green tea or I'm drinking a diet drink, so I'm counting that as my water. No, that you can have a diet drink if you want it. You can have the green tea if you want it, but that does not replace the amount of water you're getting in every day. Now, if you look at the number 64 and you think, oh my gosh, that is so much water, it's 4 water bottles. So it really is not overly, and with summer coming, that will get easier. Now, with Matt, when he was on program, honestly, that was his biggest struggle. It was the water. He hated it. He told me it tastes like warm spit. I don't like it. So, you know, so we made it. I was his coach. He was my first client. So, you know, we worked at the same place. We were both teachers at the time. When it was time for him to have a fueling, I would hand him one of the smaller water bottles and say, drink this, and then you can have your fueling. So it got in that routine. And as, you know, as he was on the program, every time it was time to eat, he would down a glass of water or drink, you know, half a bottle of water or whatever. And now he drinks not quite as much as I do, but he does drink a lot of water, which it becomes a habit. So my goal every day is a gallon of water. You don't have to make that your goal. That means that I'm drinking 128 ounces of water, but I would strive for the minimum of 64 ounces. Five and one to reach your goal. Stay consistent in doing these things and nothing more, nothing less, and you will lose the weight, the inches, the quickest and healthiest way possible. It really is simple. You've got to stay consistent, doing the fuelings, doing your lean and green, measuring, counting what you are putting in your body and getting your water, you will see results. So when you start altering it, you know, I'm going to have a cheat day. Okay. The only person you're cheating on cheat days is yourself, because let me break that down for you. You've done really good all week and you want to reward yourself on Saturday. You're going to eat whatever you want, and that whatever you want looks like it did before you started the program. It throws you out of fat burn. It takes you 3 to 4 days to get back in. Was that cheat day worth an additional $45? Because that's how much it's going to cost you to get back into fat burn. I'm a numbers person and we're talking money. I'm not wasting $45 to have a piece of pizza. I am just not doing it. Now, if you decide that that's what you want to do, now you're going to think of it a little bit differently. In the back of your mind, you're going to say, is that worth $45? And if it is, by all means, you make that decision. But remember, if you stay strictly on the 5 and 1 exactly as it is laid out for you, you will get to your goal quicker. You'll feel great getting there. And then you're going to go through a transition where we start, you know, adding things back into your diet, taking fuelings away, looking at what a balanced diet's going to look for you long term. But you want to get there quicker. So to get to your goal and maintain that goal, stick strictly to the program that you're supposed to be on. It's designed to help you get there. 5 and 1-ish, making modifications to the plan. So we just went over what the 5 and 1 looks like. Anything in addition to what we just covered is ishing the program. All right. Not eating the first fueling within an hour of waking up. So, okay, I understand some people are on medication that you have to take the medication, you have to wait so much time. Okay, that changes a little bit for those reasons. And we understand that. That isn't going to throw you off because you have to do that for medical reasons. Do what the doctor says, number one. But then when you're allowed to eat based on when you had your medication, that's your starting point. Everyone else, within an hour of waking up. I don't eat first thing in the morning. I drink my coffee, but I eat within the first hour. Still, 9 years later. So definitely making sure we are eating within that first hour. Not getting in all your fuelings during the day. This is 5 and 1-ish. So you may think, well, I'm not hungry, less calories, I'm going to lose quicker. That's not the type of losing quicker you want, because we want to be healthy. The overall goal is not the number on the scale, it's the overall health. So we have got to make sure that we're getting that right amount of macros, all the nutrients your body needs, all of those essential vitamins, minerals, probiotics, everything within the program to get you to your health goals, not just weight goals. So don't skip fuelings. It is so important that if you're on the 5 and 1, that you're getting 5 fuelings every single day. I know sometimes things come up. You may be in a meeting. You may not be able to get that fueling in at 2:30 when that's when your alarm went off and it's another hour. All right, eat it whenever you can and then get right back into that routine. But it is important that you get them all in. Now, if it comes at night and you've had your lean and green, you've had 4 fuelings and you just really don't feel like having that 5th fueling, it really doesn't matter what we feel like. We need to make sure we're getting all the nutrients in. So eat something that you know that is a little amount, something you're going to enjoy, because we have, you know, like pudding, or if you want a bar or whatever it is, eat, make sure you're getting all 5 in. That is super, super important. Not eating every 2.5 to 3 hours. We have covered that. Another one, 5&1ishing is when you're not measuring that lean and green. Don't go by the old ways of thinking, okay, it has to be the size of the palm of my hand. It has to be the size of a deck of cards. Sometimes that's true when you look at it. However, my size of my palm of the hand may be different than yours, but we both need whatever meat we're eating. We may need 7 ounces. It could also be the thickness of that meat. So it is important that we're pulling out that food scale. And remember, it's always weighed and measured in the form you're eating it, not pre-weight. It's when right before you get ready to consume it. Condiments. So keeping track of the condiments. Okay, I know one of the fueling hacks that we really shouldn't do is using PB2 powder. PB2 powder is not a condiment. Okay, some people say it is. If you call nutrition support, on the back of the label, it tells you 2 tablespoons of PB2 powder. For a condiment, it's 1 teaspoon. It is not worth it. You can't taste 1 teaspoon of PB2 powder. So just, I would recommend don't do the PB2 powder. But there's a lot of things out there that if it's not listed in the guide or on that additional sheet that we get for condiments, I would stay away from it. Optional snacks, not keeping track of them. All right, one of those optional snacks is 10 almonds. I know I'm not alone when I say, if I'm going to eat that as my optional snack, I do not count out 10 almonds and sit down and eat 10 and be done. Yes, I count out 10 and I eat them, but more than likely we're all going to grab a handful, right? So even though almonds are healthy for you, they are a good healthy fat. Even overdoing it, the calories and stuff that are in almonds, any type of nuts, you'd be shocked to find out, if you have not read the label, how many calories you're consuming with just that small handful of nuts. So really watch the optional snacks, watch the condiments, watch your healthy fats, and not drinking all your water, substituting it with diet soda, tea, adding a bunch of sweetener into that water. Make sure that we are doing the program the way it's designed to help you get to your goal. Not counting each BLTs, bites, licks, taste. That's a big one. If it goes in your mouth, it counts as something. So if you are sitting with your kids, your grandkids, and they're eating something and you just reach over and take a little bite of it, it counts somewhere. If you are making dinner and you're making something for someone else that you normally would not make for yourself, for your lean and green, and you are licking and tasting, okay, it counts. You're making that cake and you're putting icing on for somebody's birthday party and you want to taste that icing, it counts. So you got to figure out where all of these bites, licks, and tastes. Did you know that doing that multiple times throughout the day, you could be adding enough that it completely throws you out of fat burn? Because of, it could be the sugar amount in it, it could be, you know, this or that, but you're adding to the program in addition to what you're already doing, and it could throw you out of fat burn. Does that mean you're not going to lose weight? No, it's not that, but it's the overall health of being in that good fat burn, the energy, sleep, all of the great benefits of being in a good fat burn. So everything that goes in your mouth counts. You just have to figure out, is it going to count for me to stay focused on the 5&1, or have I now altered the plan? Adding anything that is not on the plan takes it away from being the 5&1 to being the 5&1ish. You will get 5&1ish results if you do the 5&1ish. when I did the program, I wanted the fastest, healthiest way to get to my goal. And when I went in, I went all in 100%. Nothing got me unfocused on my goal. So I did the 5-in-1 to the letter. But that's a decision you have to make. If it's something that you know that, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, that's okay. But then whenever you check in with your coach and you're kind of concerned about, you know, that week not being exactly as you had hoped, we need to revisit where the modification may have taken place. Okay, it doesn't mean you're not going to get to your goal, but it's going to change the amount of time that it takes you to get to that goal. Going off on the weekends, that's 5-in-1ishing. So 5 days you are 100% on, you splurge and do your own thing on the weekends, reset on Monday, takes you till Thursday to get back into fat burn. You're in fat burn for 2 days, and then you do your own thing on the weekend. Again, you got to go through detoxing for 3 days, get back into fat burn. Guys, I don't like to go through detoxing. I don't like those first 2 days. If that's the system that works for you and you like to feel that way on Monday and Tuesday, then that's your 5-in-1ish. For me, no way. Don't like the detox. You know, I want to, you know, be different if I splurged on the weekend, then Monday, woo, I'm back in a fat burn. I'm feeling great again. Don't work that way. You have to go through that whole process again. So remember, come Saturday, how great you felt on Thursday and Friday. Maybe that can start helping you make that Saturday decision. What's Saturday going to look like? 5-in-1ish is making modifications to the plan. Any one item or combination of items listed on the previous slide can modify the results you are capable of getting from program. Does that mean you still can't lose weight? No, you're in a calorie deficit, so you can still lose weight. However, consistently doing any of those things will impact your ability to get and to stay into fat burn. And you'll most likely notice that in how you feel and the time it takes you to get to your goal. We want to get there the quickest, healthiest way possible. Making modifications takes the science that was done to make our program. It makes it to where it's no longer scientifically proven because we've made those modifications. So we want you to get to your goal. Absolutely. 100%. That is what we want for you. But we also want you to be the healthiest you possible. So those goals, yes, for some of us, it's all about the scale. Ultimately, it's not all about the scale because we want to have that long life of being healthy. So the scale is going to affect a lot of things for a lot of people. It could affect your blood pressure, could affect your cholesterol, the pressure you're putting on your knees, the way you're sleeping, your energy, all of those things. Definitely changing what the scale says can help a lot of those things, but we want to sustain it. So we definitely need to make those changes while on the program so that we can implement everything we need to when we get into that maintenance. Results of the 5-in-1ish. You will be hungry. So if you get yourself out of the fat burn, you're going to notice you're hungrier. You'll have less energy. You will have more cravings. If you're in a good 5-in-1ish, those cravings do go away. Your sleep quality won't be as good. You'll probably not wake up feeling rested. You will spend more money being on program because it will take you longer to reach your goal. You will become more frustrated and discouraged with the process because of all the above and the fact you'll experience weeks where you will gain versus lose. So when you get off the 5-in-1 and you're doing the 5-in-1ish, you may see that fluctuation in your weight. Okay, I lost a pound. Yay. Okay, I'm up 0.8 of a pound. Okay, I'm down 0.5 pound. I'm back up 3/4 of a pound. You know, that up and down. And it's because you're not sticking strictly to the program. You can do this. You really can. You came here for a reason. Let yourself get what you came for and stop overcomplicating the simplicity of this program by not following it. You have your whys, your reasons for doing the program. Remember those whenever you're tempted with anything that is not going to get you to your goal. You can do this. Every single person on this Zoom can do exactly what the program is designed to do. And you can stick to it. It starts here. You have to make the decision. We can help you and guide you, but we're not going to come over to the house and tell you, okay, don't eat that, and so on and so forth. You can do it. 100%, I have absolutely no doubt. I've seen it happen for hundreds and hundreds of people, but I've also seen many people not be successful because they don't think they can. I've had them say, I just can't. That's a decision. You either decide you can and you will, or you can't and you don't. That decision is 100% in your court. I recommend remembering your whys, why you chose to do the program, what your goals are, and what's going to help you get to those goals. Communication is the key. If you feel you are doing everything okay, but not seeing an average weight loss of around 10 pounds per month, request a systems check from your coach so they can dig in and see if they can help identify what may be causing you to not reach the mark at a minimum. So if you feel like, oh, I should be losing faster, or, I'm still craving this, or I'm not sleeping well, talk to your coach about that. You guys can go through what you're doing, how you're feeling, and maybe make some alterations to what you're doing, or figure out what the reason is that maybe you have done the 5&1ish and not known that that's what you're doing. So definitely communication. We have a community, yes, here on Saturday mornings, you can ask questions. We have our lifelong transformation page. And if you are not engaged in that page, I would make it a point, maybe even right after this Zoom, to get on there and just scroll through, read what some people are saying. We've got recordings from our Monday nights community calls on there. We have recipes all through there. There's a tab with our cookbooks, the condiment guides, the conversion charts. All of that is located in the lifelong transformation. Get plugged into that. All of us need support. So the communication is the key. Communicating with your coach, communicating with other people that are on the program, getting support from them as well. Do that for you. Don't wait on your coach to reach out to you. Reach out to them. We're here to help as coaches. And all the coaches on here, we have a coach as well that we check in with, because we are always clients as well. Does that mean we're on the same program? No. But I decided when I did the program, I was never going in reverse. And if I see that, I'm not feeling as good, what have I done differently, even in maintenance? I call my coach and we talk. So we are also clients on the program and we have a coach. But we have learned as coaches, communication is the key, not just for you, but for us as well. It's science. This program isn't magic. It's not a magic pill. It's not a shot. None of that. It's science. When you follow it as prescribed, the science will work its magic. Absolutely. It was designed to help you get healthy. But you have to make the magic work. You have to do the work. All right. Anyone have any questions?
I just have a quick question. When you're talking about the condiments, what is that PB2 powder?
PB2. If you haven't used it, don't worry about
it. I don't use that much condiments. I stay away from them. I've never really been big on like seasonings and everything, but I just never heard of what that was. So, okay, I'll stay away from it.
Okay, it's peanut butter powder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hi, I have a question. It's Brenda.
Okay, hi, Brenda.
Hi. My problem is the water. And I know you know because I'm a teacher.
Yes.
I can't get to the bathroom. I'll be honest. It's the truth. So my water intake is very low because of that.
Okay. What do you drink first thing in the morning?
Usually a coffee or a tea with my bar.
And that is fine. But before you do that, drink a glass of water in the morning before you do anything else. And then at lunchtime, drink a whole bottle of water while you're at lunch, because, you know, if you do that at the beginning, before you start back to class, you can use the restroom. And then as soon as class is over, or even during your prep, drink another thing of water. And then you have the evening to only get one water bottle in. That gives you 4 water bottles. So first thing in the morning, at lunch, right after school, and then in the evening.
Okay.
Okay, so try to make that a point and a goal that, okay, before I drink my coffee, I have to drink my water. Oh, I don't want to drink water in the morning. Okay, remember, it becomes a routine after that 21-day mark. So if you do that every single day for 3 weeks, you just are automatically going to get up, drink that water, and then have your coffee. But then at lunchtime, drink the water right before you eat your lunch. And, you know, you can finish it during lunch, whatever, but do it early in your lunch break so that you have time to use the restroom. And then again, right at the end of the school day, no matter if you have a meeting or whatever, you could do it during the meeting, but do that. And then you have that one left, and then you could drink part of it on the way home from work, in the evening with dinner. But that way, getting into that routine of that minimum of 64 ounces.
Yeah, so I think I might have to change my lunch as I'm hearing you speak, because for lunch I have my cereal is my routine for lunch with my milk.
And that is absolutely fine, but I would drink the water in before you even started the cereal.
So that's why I don't drink the water, because I drink the milk.
Okay, how about during your prep period?
That's in the morning. I have my break is at 8:45 in the morning.
Okay. How about eating your cereal during your prep time and then have something where you can have your water at lunch?
Yeah, I will have to change my lunch.
Okay.
And I've been thinking of just eating cereal lunch. I don't know why, I've just been doing it.
That's right, it's delicious. And good news, you only have about 4 weeks of school left.
Yes, hallelujah.
Yes, but just think of the results that you could see by the time your last day of school is. So you can do it.
And also remember, Brenda, that coffee and tea are both diuretics, and they're both going to make you pee more.
Right.
Yes.
May I say something?
Yes, absolutely, Diane.
Okay, I'm a school teacher. Sorry, I'm getting ready for a birthday party today for my granddaughter. So I, have been showering while I've been listening, but I want to go ahead and share on this because I'm a school teacher too, and I had that problem as well. What helped me was I started with the shake in the morning, because I drank the shake, I blended it in, like a boba thing where it blends, and I put a cup of ice in it. So there's 1 cup of water right there. That started out, and then I followed up when I'm driving to work. I went ahead and I bought the, I'm not for sure what you guys call it. It's the hydrating,
Yes.
like the powder hydrators. And that tended to give me more energy. I would put that in a 3-cup bottle. I poured in that, and it'd be a big container, and I'd be sipping on that. And I liked drinking that better than just regular water. And then again at lunchtime, that's when I would start my tea. I'm a cold caffeine person. So I'd start my tea at lunchtime. But then before I left for home, I would fill up another at least 2 things of water, that's 16 ounces of water. And I'd drink that before I got home. And that actually helped me, because I would be one that I just wouldn't want to drink that water at all. But once I started with that shake, and then I end the day with a shake, and that would, again, I put that cup of water in there. So that could just be additional water in the end. I just learned to drink all my shakes with a cup of ice in all of my shakes, all ground up. And then there's that additional water in there. So I just wanted to add that since I'm a school teacher.
Yes, getting into that routine of getting the water in can be challenging. Absolutely. So good. Anyone else?